All right, we should be live. We should be recording. Life is good. I don't think anyone's out there yet. Okay, well, what's up, gaming life? So, what we were doing, well, let's figure out what the happy hell I was doing. Oh, yes, okay, so we made a character, which is going to be our main character. Normally, I'd make a base character or something like that, but there's no need since this is going to be the only playable character in the game. Normally, people will make like a base character class and shit like that, but I see zero need for it because this is going to be the only character that we have. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to cheat a little bit and look at another project I made, which contains a bunch of code for like the controller, the controls and shit like that, and things of that nature. So we're just going to kind of take a peek, see at this project over here. Okay, something totally different. That's not what I want. Okay, so now I'm going to do one last thing here really quick. Sorry, it's lagging a little bit here. Computer's thinking. What's up, Mr. PhD? You're not missing anything yet. We are working on our character right now. So I'm going to come down here to my C++ classes. Sorry, I had to spit. Open up our prototype, our character, and what you do is you right click on it and create blueprint class based on C++. So we'll just call this guy VP player character. Let's get rid of that other underscore. So what this will do is make a blueprint based on that C++ class I just made a few minutes ago. So here's our C++, our blueprint of that player character. Now, when you use the predefined character class, it already comes with a mesh and a capsule component and the arrow component, which are all in character movement, which are all important. You need to have them. I could have started from scratch, but I'm way too lazy to do that. So, what are we doing here? We're going to minimize that. We're going to come back to Visual Studio. And like I was saying, this is something else I've already made a while ago. So right here, let me expand this one out a little bit more. Shuffle this guy over here. Before I knew that was going to happen. Sorry, my laptop's thinking. It takes a minute sometimes. Fucking Windows. Okay, so right here, as you can see, this line of code right here is going to generate us a camera. So we're going to do, and in Unreal, everything has a U property or U function, even if you just leave it empty. So we're going to do blueprint, U property, visible anywhere. Blueprint, read only. And we're going to give it a category. And we'll just call this category camera. You don't have to give it a category. It just helps keep your shit organized if you use categories. Sorry, I got a text message too that I got to answer. So you always want to give it a camera. Or, yeah, you always want to give it a camera, but you always want to give it a U property as well. U property or U function. Like I said, you don't have to give it a category, but you can. So we're going to forward declare U camera, if I can spell camera component. It's fucking Christmas. Sorry, guys. I'm married, so I gotta answer these. So U camera component, U property, U camera component. And everything in Unreal is a pointer. Everything is a pointer. So don't worry about deleting or initializing pointers. Unreal handles all that stuff for you. And we will just call this camera component. Yeah, Unreal has its own built-in garbage collection, so you don't need to worry about that. And you'll notice I get a ton of IntelliSense errors and shit like that. Just hang on. Yeah, no, actually, I'm making a different game, Mr. PhD. It's kind of a first-person game. It's not really a horror game or anything like that. It's a first-person shooter. I've been writing a story for it for quite some time now, and it's a game I really want to make, so it's what we're going to do. Anyway, like I said, ignore all the IntelliSense errors. IntelliSense is just having personal issues. Alright. So I'm going to cheat a little bit here, guys. I hope you guys forgive me. But I'm way too lazy to type all this shit out again. Now, what I just copied and pasted, I know, cheating, haha, is these are all the functions for the character movement. You could do this in Blueprints, and I can show you how to do it in Blueprints if you want, but it's easier. I think it's easier to do it in C++. So that's what we're going to do. And like I said, just ignore the IntelliSense errors. IntelliSense is just having personal issues. So we'll just create all these definitions for all these functions. These are the functions like movement and move right, move left, move, jump, all that shit. Turning your character, stuff like that. Like I said, I've just borrowed it from another project I'd already made. That was kind of a test run, but this is just a prototype to what will ultimately become a first-person shooter. It's kind of a prototype, me just goofing around with it, trying to learn Unreal's API. You know, there's a world of difference between C++ and Unreal C++, guys. They're not the same thing. See, those red squigglies went away. IntelliSense stopped having a hissy fit. I'm also using Visual Assist, which is also cheating. For those of you who don't have Visual Assist, you're going to get a shitload of IntelliSense errors because Visual Studio IntelliSense does not talk to Unreal and vice versa. Yeah, it's a real huge pain in the ass. Yeah, that's exactly it. IntelliSense doesn't make any sense. That's no fucking joke. Alright, let's see here. We need... Base turn rate and base look rate is how fast you look up and down and you turn. So that's what those two things are. Like I said, I'm just kind of borrowing from another project just to save me and you from watching me type out a bunch of shit. It's just easier if I do it this way. Let's see. Sprint speed, yeah, why the hell not? Copy that too real quick. Like I said, notice how all these have U properties, and I'll go over U properties here in just a second, what everything means. So, edit anywhere means you can literally edit it anywhere. The blueprint read write, I'll show you here. Let's build this real quick. This is going to take a few minutes to build, so. Yeah, that's true too, Full Metal Alchemist. It really has, but I have visual assist, so my IntelliSense is awesome. I mean, yeah, I get it. Visual assist is expensive, but it's worth it to me. And something like a Flui. Blueprint read only should not be used on. Okay. You know what? Fine. We'll just go ahead and declare that to be public. It didn't like that it was a private member with read only on it, blah, blah, blah. It's really odd. I've never had that happen before. Sorry about the buffering, guys. Yeah, I know. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. We'll just... Sorry about that. Sorry about the buffering. I know the resolution's not the greatest. I'm doing the best I can. Okay. So, build succeeded. Now, back to what I was talking about. With the blueprint read only and everything. If we come under here, show inherited variables, come under variables, and let's see here. Oh, I know what happened. Hang on. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what happens when a hot reload doesn't work, which is quite frequently. So you got to restart it whenever you do something in Visual Studio. Unreal is supposed to reload itself, but it usually doesn't. The hot reload doesn't work worth a shit. So you got to exit it out, come back to it. It's a huge pain in the ass. So bear with me here a minute while this reloads. No, it's my crappy Wi-Fi, Mr. PhD. Just my crappy Wi-Fi. Full blueprint editor. Okay, it seems to be still streaming. So back to what I was saying. We come under here, see the category player. Now here's all those variables that we made that are blueprint read write. So we can change these in Blueprint, or we can change them in C++. So you can change them in both places. Seems like it's playing a little better now. Hang on, I'll wait till it catches up with me. It's like on a 10 second lag here, so we'll just wait here a second. It'll catch up and I'll continue on. What is? Okay, so we got our character mesh, and we need a skeletal mesh for it. So we're going to do something a little interesting here, and we're going to actually reference this blueprint real quick. But what we're going to do is run a quick construction script, which is something I've actually never really done before. Copy that. Until just recently. I don't honestly know how to explain what a construction script is. I just know what it is, and yeah, so this is a construction script. And what we're going to do is literally build our character. So we're going to take our mesh and set it to, let's go find that mesh. Factory. Sleeve. This guy right here. So you find it, select it, push the little arrow here. There we go. So now, as you can see, we got our sleeves right here for our character, but he doesn't have any hands. So, oh yeah, sorry. It's having a hissy fit. Okay, I can close that now. I know what the hell I'm doing. Got the sleeves, so we go to the gloves. Now what I wanted to do, I gotta reference this blueprint for a second. That's right. Gotta make a skeletal mesh variable. There's a excuse me. There's a way to do this in C++, I know that much, but I'll be darned if I know how to do it. That's right. Delete that. I gotta remember how to do this, guys. Hang on, bear with me here a second. Oh, that's right. That's how I do it. So we're going to add a component here. Skeletal mesh. We're going to call that gloves. And we'll call this, can I rename you? No, I can't. Okay. Pop you down there. Pop you into there. So we'll take the gloves here. Come back to, hope everyone can kind of half-ass follow along with what's going on here. I know this is kind of off the cuff, but c'est la vie. Click on that guy, come here, set that, compile, save, bam. So there, now we have our gloves, our sleeve, we have our character. So whatever, there we go, that's what I wanted to do. Had to parent the gloves to the sleeves. My bad, I forgot about that. Move this guy down into here, into our little capsule. And there we go, we have our player, or who's going to become our player. This guy right here will become our player. Because it's a first-person shooter, so this is all you're going to see. Oh, I don't know anything about that Fullmetal Alchemist. I honestly don't. The only thing I know is Visual Assist. I don't know anything about the JetBrains extension for Visual Studio. I've seen it, but I don't know anything more about it than that. Okay, what were we doing? That's right, we're doing this. Okay, so next thing, in our blueprints folder, we're going to create a new blueprint class, and it's called a game mode base. We'll just call this BP game mode. And for our default pawn class, we're going to use our BP player character, compile, save. And if we come up here to project settings, I just bit. Go under maps and modes, game mode. We want to set it to BP game mode. This automatically saves the second you exit out of it or do whatever. So we play. See how we can't move around or do anything because we haven't set up our controller yet. But watch. If we play and we eject and move around, see, there's our player. There's our sleeves that we made. Kind of cool, huh? So we'll get around to moving him around here in a second. Now that we got something to move around, we can close that, do that, come back into Visual Studio. Alright, like I said, just to save some time so you guys didn't have to watch me type a bunch of freaking code, I'm going to cheat a little bit more here. Move this out a little bit more. And copy paste some more. Player character. Oh, I need character base. There it is. So we just got to change all these. Ignore the other red squigglies there. Like I said, that's IntelliSense having personal issues. And just to show you, see, Bill succeeded. Those other red squigglies is just IntelliSense having personal issues. So you can safely ignore those. It's just IntelliSense being IntelliSense. So what I'm doing right now is the movement logic for moving around. Look up is how you look up with the mouse and all that fun stuff. Now this jump function right here is actually built in by Unreal, as is stop jumping. These are actually built-in functions by Unreal. I didn't code them. We are going to leave the rest of this blank. No, we'll do a sprint. But this shoot and everything else will come later at another day and time. Go ahead and build this. View character unit. Okay, let's comment this out for now. We'll come back to that later. We'll comment that out. I think I'm just missing an include somewhere. Yeah, I'm missing an include. So we can close that. Back to here. Come back to our character, add component, camera. We're going to add in a camera. So now we have our camera. Move this guy right up here. We'll adjust this camera here in a little bit to get it to how we want it looking and whatnot. Notice how we still can't move. So you're probably wondering, well, what the hell is that all about? So now we come in here under input, add axis mappings. And you got to be very careful and make sure it's spelled exactly the same way as you have it in your code. So move forward has to be moved forward. And move forward is going to be the W key. And the S key, a gamepad, keyboard, S. Now with move backwards, the scale is going to be -1. And move right, it's going to be the D key. And the A key, which is also going to have a scale of -1. So now, if we did this correctly, which I don't know if I did or not, yay, look at that, we can move around. See that? Isn't that cool? Move around shit like that. But the mouse isn't working for some reason or other. That's kind of odd. Well, you can program yours in. Oh, I'm too lazy to use Control-C, Control-V. My hand's on my mouse. If your behavior jumping's different, then you can use your own. I just use the built-in Unreal's built-in jumping function. It just makes my life easier because, as you'll see when we get into animations and stuff, you'll see it gets really, really, really complicated. Now, why isn't my lookup and all that working? Oh, I know why it's not working. Duh. Silly me. Come over here. You got to click Use Pawn Control Rotation. File save. And that's still not working. Why the fuck is it not working? That is really irritating. Mouse X. Pitch. So we're going to cheat, guys. This is how you do it in Blueprints. and mouse Y. I know why it's not working. Y. Yeah. So there's our mouse input right there. See? We can look up. And I got those backwards. I always get these two backwards. It goes down there and this goes up here. Always get these two confused. So this is a blueprint, incidentally. File, save, play. See, there we go. Now we can look up, look around, move forward, move backward. Sorry, I know I'm making you guys seasick. See that? We can move around, do stuff like that. Alright, let's see here. Select that. 10. Make that 10. We're just making, you know what? Screw this. We're going to undo that. We're actually going to come in here, maps. We're going to use the demo map instead. Now this, what you guys are seeing, is an asset pack that I purchased off the Unreal Store. See, now we can look around, we can move, look up, look down, move around, things of that nature. Kind of nice and kind of neat, huh? So let's see here, we got our control functions done. Okay, nothing me goofing around. Save everything. Yeah, I fixed it. I just cheated a little bit. Okay, so now, next thing's next. Content, blueprints. We'll make a folder. Call it character. Folder called character. Move this guy to here. And inside of here, we're going to make another folder called animations. So that's right, guys. We're going to do animations next. Not my special forte, but first thing is anim blueprint. And we are going to make a blueprint based off of the UE4 mannequin skeleton. Why there's two of them, I don't know. We're just going to call this guy anim BP. Why? I don't know. That's what everybody calls it. That taught me anything, so just what I go by. So this is your anim graph right here. This guy right here controls everything. See all the animations we have? Pretty cool, huh? Oh yeah, I need to do that too. So we're going to make an interface class now. Blueprint interface, and we're going to call this player. Call this int player. If I can fucking spell int player. We're going to call this player ref. Now, what an interface is, I'm not the guy to explain it. You're going to have to go out and Google Unreal Blueprint interfaces. I am not the guy to explain this. I know what they are. I know how to use them, but I could not explain them to save my life. So BP underscore character player. There it is. We'll just call this ref. Okay, compile, save, close that. Go into the player here, your class settings, add interface, int underscore player. Add that, compile, save. Interfaces. And from here, we're going to make a reference to self. Plug that in right there. Compile, save. Okay. Compile that. initial blueprint initialize animation. I'll type in ref, player ref, do that, connect that. We're going to promote the reference to a variable, and we're going to call this player ref. You'll see what all this does in a minute, guys. Bear with me, please. Okay, so there's that. So the first thing we're going to do, this update animation gets called every single frame because it runs off of delta time. So what we're going to do is valid. We're doing is valid check here. We're going to drag our player ref here, hook them up into there. And this way here, as long as the player is valid, as long as there's a valid reference to this character, all this script that's going to run off of here is going to run. This is, think of it like a safety check. You don't have to put this is valid check here, but trust me, you want to. I mean, it does. Yes, it is. It will be a first-person shooter. All right, now we're going to cheat a little bit more here. I'm going to reference another project of mine that I've made. This guy right here, I think is the one I want. I just got to reference the animation blueprint because it's been a minute since I've done this. And animation blueprints can be very, very, very difficult, as you're going to see in a minute. They can be really quite impressive. Sorry, I had spit. Now this is another game I've made, and I'll show you what we're doing, what we're looking at here in a second as soon as it opens up. This right here is an animation blueprint. See, there's a lot of stuff going on. Recoil, all kinds of stuff. Jumping, recoil, equipping weapons, you name it is going on here. Sorry, my OCD is bothering me. That's right, okay. That's not even the project I wanted, but that's okay. So, for right now, we're just going to make this really easy. Idle. I'm just going to plug that guy into there. Save it. Come back to our character. Come back to our mesh. Use Anim Blueprint. Anim BP. Viewport. It should work. Okay. I must have picked the wrong mannequin. You're going to have to wait a few minutes on this to delete it. It takes forever. That orange blob stream there shows you the flow of your animations. It shows you that it's flowing along. I'm changing animation blueprints here, so bear with me. So we've got to wait a few minutes here. I had to delete that other one. It wasn't right. It wasn't the right skeleton. Because that should have been working. Come on. Sorry guys, this takes a while. I think Unreal might be hung up. Yeah, it can do that from time to time. Yeah, it does. Unreal can be really unreal at times. Alright. Oh, it's doing it now. Well, our illustrious leader is going to bed, everybody. Animation blueprint. I think this is what I want to do. Let's try this real quick. No, it uses the SK mannequin. That's what I'm going to use. Okay. Animation blueprint. SK mannequin. Forgive me, everybody. I'm at work. Try this one real quick. There we go. See how he's moving now, guys? I just had to get the right skeleton. Sorry. That can be confusing sometimes. There's 2 UE4 skeletons, and you gotta get the right one. Should have remembered it was just the bottom one. My bad. But you can see he's idling now, so if we compile, save, and play, Unreal is going to have a hissy fit. There we go. See, our arms are just kind of hanging there, but they're moving. See? They're idling. Now then, let us... Oh, I see what's the problem is. We're in the ground. What the hell is player start? Player... Oh, there is no player start. Okay, that has a lot to do with it. Okay. As you can see, our arms are just kind of hanging there, dangling, doing their thing. It is, but it isn't, Mr. PhD. I'm telling you, it can be, but it really isn't. You got to get used to it. Okay, so we're gonna come up here, create a new state machine, and we're gonna call this Locomotion. And we're going to drag off of this, add a state. We're going to call this idle. We're going to drag off of here, new state. We're going to call this walk. You can put these in any order you want, wherever you want. Like you can do that number or whatever. It's up to you. I mean, we'll just do it like this, I suppose. Sorry, my OCD is bothering me. I have to make that right. Drag off out here, make a cache, new cache pose, and we'll call this movement. Come over here, type in movement. Connect, bam, bam. So now we can have multiple animations going on in here. Like we're gonna have a walk right here. So we need one new variable called speed, and it will be of type float. I'll save. Get speed. So if speed is greater than, let's say 10, you can walk. And if speed is less than 10, you're idle. So that's all great and all. You're probably sitting there wondering, well, what the hell does that do for us? Well, we come up here, we figure out I don't know how to fucking spell. Ref, reference. Come up to a variable. There. Ref. So we redo all that we just did. We come off of here. Set speed. Velocity. Get velocity. Here we go. We want to get the player's velocity, and we want to get the length of that vector, and that will set it as our speed. And you're right, I should do an isValid check here, shouldn't I? I should. So we will do a quick isValid off of there. Save. Let's see what happens when we play. Sorry, it's saving. Don't let this get to you, Mr. PhD. It's taken me quite some time to learn how to do all this stuff too, but I've gotten the hang of it slowly but surely. And look at me. I've been working with Unreal for, I don't know, a handful of months or something like that, and here I am sitting here showing you guys some stuff. So I wouldn't worry about what's complicated, what's not complicated. It looks it until you start to play with it. And Unreal is being stupid today. Okay, let's see here. There. Start. We're going to put in a player start here. Drag that out into the world. There. Okay, so here's our arms. Kind of just flopping around out in the wind. So I know what you're thinking. Well, why the hell isn't he walking? Well, that's a very easy question, or good question, and I will save this first. Basically, we're going to create what's called a blend space. Oh, I can't recommend it enough, Mr. PhD. I'll do a live stream on Unity here next time I'm at work, because this is the best time I got to stream. And I'll show you Unity, which is a billion times easier, that's for sure. We're still recording. It's definitely worth a try, trust me. It's so much fun. I love Unreal. The things you can do with it and everything, it's unreal. Okay, so in Blueprints, in our animation folder, we're going to make a blend space 1D. We'll call this VS Walk. Hang on. So, over here, I want that. I just want walk. Well, whatever, we'll use that. Horizontal axis, we're going to call this guy speed. Save that. Close out of there. Delete that. Now, let's see what happens when we do this. See? Now we're walking. Or running, in this case. See our arms go bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. And then they just hang back down. Because that's our idle. Cool, huh? We're going to change our idle too. I don't really like this idle animation very much. So we're going to come back out here to our content. And rifle L1 animations. Motion. See what we got for idle. So we're going to duplicate it and retarget it. Something's off. I see. Alright, I'm really confused by all this. Yeah, we'll come back to all that. So, I know this was kind of a short stream, guys, but it's about all I got for you for right now. Like I said, I'm at work. I've got paperwork up the wazoo to do. So, well, I gave you about an hour, so that's not too bad. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Hold on. One more thing I got to do. Welcome to another beautiful video on this beautiful day on this beautiful channel. How you guys and girls doing? Alright, that's it out of me. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.